What up, y'all? How y'all feeling? It's a nice little dreary day outside, man. It's completely relaxed. A couple days after Christmas. But guess what? Even though we get a day off, or everybody gets a day off for that matter, we all still got to be out here and get it, man. I'm actually on my way to the yard, but I just want to say what's on my mind about a lot of things, man. Family first is the first rule. We all are trying to do something with ourselves, and we all trying to make sense of this thing called life. And a lot of times what happens is that we would love to be able to not have to spend money. But, well, it depends on what you look at as spending money. Are you look at it as a sound investment, or you look at it as, tricking? And, there's a good old saying that says it ain't tricking if you don't got it, and whatever the case may be. Me personally, I think that's the dumbest logic I've ever heard in my life. Because the truth of the matter is, money is actually nothing more than a tool. Do we all need it? Yes, we do. Do some of us depend on it? Absolutely. Actually, all of us depend on it, because the world that we live in today revolves around money. Here's what it is. My kids had a total awesome time this Christmas, and I come from a long line of not having an awesome time. You know what I'm saying? I come from a one-parent home to where my mother worked a whole lot, man, and she was never really there except to help us with our homework. And then, after homework, she crashes out because she works so doggone hard. That's neither here or there, though. I digress. The reason why I'm on here right now, and the point that I'm making right now, is that invest in yourself. Invest in your kids. The more you invest in yourself and the more you invest in your kids, the more better off you will always be. You will always get blessed off of that. You know what I'm saying? Every dime that you get, you make sure your bills is squared off, your credit squared off, everything is squared off, and then after that, you invest the rest. You know what I'm saying? Let me touch on investing the rest. We all, whether you want to believe it or not, if you use critical thinking, we all believe firmly in savings account. Lord knows I do, because we all want to put something away just for an emergency. Well, the thing is, that's all part of investing. You know what I'm saying? Some of us work self-employed. Some of us work a job. Some of us do both. But I do implore to do this. If you have a month's worth of salary, the first thing you do is you pay all your debts down. You go for broke on that, kid. Once you pay them credit cards down, you put them things in the drawer. You get rid of them. You don't mess with them. You don't touch them. You don't move them. You do nothing. Once you do that, then you can be in a position where you can actually save, because all of your bills and everything is caught up. Once everything is caught up, you take care of that. If you have credit issues, fix them things. You know what I'm saying? These days, and I mean these days now, the way things is right now in 2025 going to 26, these creditors, man, they're taking pennies on the dollar. I'm going to give you an example. If you owe $7,000, $8,000, chances are you only have to give them $2,100, $2,200. It's not the end of the world. It's not at all. You can always win by doing exactly that. You can negotiate them. Step number 3. At that point, your credit will be fixed. Your bills is all caught up. Then, after that, you got to consider your living situation. What do you need for you to flourish and to live? Not survive. Thrive is a difference. That's why those words rhyme, but they're so different, because they work hand in hand. Once you get out of survival mode, you're not supposed to ever get lax. You're supposed to go straight into thrive mode. Straight winning. What can you do? What do you do best at? Once you do that, you build from there. You figure out what you want to do and you stick to it. You make yourself a plan. And I don't mean a plan of life. I mean a business plan. Because your business plan revolves around your kids, you, yourself, whatever you got going on. And it goes around the routine. You got to create a routine. You got to know for a fact what you got to do before you even decide to go do it. Once you do that, then you be in a position to where, okay, how much is it going to cost me to do it? At that point, you need 2 bank accounts. The first bank account is, 3 bank accounts. Your first bank account is going to be what is called general expenses. That's your day-to-day paying your bills. Nothing should be connected to that bank account. Not your Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever you use to make your purchases or make online purchases. Nothing should be connected to that account. Nothing should be connected at all to that account. Now, then you have another account. That other account is a savings account. That savings account is your in case stuff happen account. Now here's where it's going to get very hard. It is recommended, if you can, anything counts to put in a savings account, but if you can, put between 10 to 30% of your money in your savings account. All right? You put that money into a savings account, and that is your rainy day account in case stuff happens account. The third account, well, that account at that point, that's where if you have a job, where if you're self-employed, wherever your resources, income come in, your income comes into that bank account. That bank account is not connected to nothing also, right? The reason why is because that's where your money's going to come in. It's real easy for somebody to steal your identity these days. People are just, they're whack like that. They don't do right. But meanwhile, that's what you want to do so. The whole point is in them 3 accounts is never shall any of them meet. Now, from all the favors of those accounts, you have 2 checkings, you have 1 savings. One of those checking does have to be used, like if you want to make online purchases, because never shall no money come. Now I know you're probably wondering, if I'm doing online purchases, why can't I use my credit card? Because the moment you use your credit card, the moment you have to pay it back within 30 days. Let me explain to you why. Banks look at your spending habits. You don't ever want your credit cards to be at zero. You want to have at least like a $10 balance, $5 balance on your credit cards. You do that, it's going to show that whatever you use in your credit cards, you pay it down to that much, but you do use them. Because here's why. You always want to be eligible for credit limit increases. Now, I'm explaining to you why those are very, very important. They build credit a lot more faster. They show that you're more stable, that you don't use, because if you don't use your credit cards like that, it does show stability. It shows that you don't necessarily have to hinge on their money. Now, let me cover for those who like to keep a balance or like to keep their stuff almost, maxed out. Once you pay those credit cards off, you cannot apply for them. You should not apply or use them for 3 to 4 months, because each time you leave a balance on your credit card, it shows an algorithm. It shows a pattern. It shows your pattern of, okay, this person's been keep his limits too high, which makes you a high risk to most lending institutions. But however, if you sit on that for 3 or 4 months, that was a Hellcat. If you sit on that for 3 or 4 months, what can happen is it's going to change your algorithm. It's going to start bringing you down from a high risk to a medium risk. You're not going to go straight to low risk. I'm not going to even lie to you on that one. The whole purpose is this. You want to be prepared to where, in case you need to finance a car, if you need to buy a house, if you need to do anything or make any type of moves, or if you come up on some any type of ingredients or product, depending on whatever your business or whatever your niche is, you will always have that money to be able to move around. So now at this point, you will be financially stable. You will be dubbed as a medium to low risk, and you will always have funds to go do something. Because what's the number one thing that we always say? Man, if I had the money. That's the end of the conversation right there. If you had the money. If it was a fifth, we all be drunk. Right now, I ain't trying to drink. I'm trying to make me some money. So now, these are the rules that I live by, just so that I can flourish. Because my whole purpose of flourishing is to be able to grow. I have a family. We all have family. We all have people that depends on us. So we will want to flourish. That's where it all comes from. That's how it all plays out. We all want nice things. We all want houses. Now, after you get to that point, guess what? You just made ground zero. You're not doing anything special. You just made ground zero. That's it. You're okay. You're doing okay. Now the next move is to make all three of them bank accounts. Well, two of those bank accounts are the flourish. The other one's going to be what you call the struggle account. That's the one where all your rent, mortgage, lights, food, gas, insurance, whatever the hell is coming out is going to be coming out that account. That's why it's called the struggle account. That struggle account, that account is to never, ever have your direct deposit, because that's the one you're paying your bills in. The one that you're paying your bills in, the one that you not, the other checking account that you don't pay your bills in, that one is to have a savings account connected to it. Let me explain to you why. Because each time you get paid, you want your direct deposit to hit your checking, not your saving. Because that's going to show positive income in the near future in case you want to qualify to buy a house. That will open up doors for you to buy a house. Now, most Americans have been on their job a minimum of 2 years. Don't nobody just fly by night on their jobs, okay? Everybody want to stay on the job because everybody like to have nice stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But I will say this much, that other account, the one where your direct deposit come in, that one, you want your direct deposit to go to your checkings account. And then you, every time you get your direct deposit, you want to be able to transfer from your checking account to your savings account. It's going to show that you are getting paid. It's going to show steady income. And it's also going to show that you're a saver, that you're a budgeter. It's going to explain why your credit cards are so doggone low, and on your credit profile it says $5, $10 balance, and but however you have all this, it's going to show that you're really good with money, which means in the bank it's going to spark money maker. If it sparks that, then it's going to open up doors. Fun fact: 6 months ago, they had it to where you can actually grab a mortgage if you had a 620, 630 credit score. Well, thanks to a nice little setup, there's a birdie that I heard. Birdie was speaking saying that they're lowering that. Give me 1 second.